Hi, everyone. I'm Kerry Cassydy from Projectcamelot and very happy to be here today. Pascal Najadi is going to be joining me. He's just a trifle late. I think he's in Europe and got the time a little mixed up. But anyway, I am awake at a time which is unheard of for me, more or less. Because I tend to work at night, and so I stay working until around 5 or 6 in the morning. Then I go to sleep, but apparently I'm not sleeping now. So we're just gonna, you know, I wanted to come on here and let you all know that he is on his way and that he should be here shortly. I think that I've advertised this around just today. So some people should be coming on board and be in the chat and so on and so forth. I hope everyone's doing well today. It's a crazy time, and I wrote an article that I hope some of you saw. It's on my front page as well as my Substack. So if you haven't seen that article, let me see if I can pull it up. It's kind of important. And there's a bunch of other things that are also, I think, very well done that are coming out just today. The weird thing is that I don't know if people realize this, but because of my interactions with Captain Mark Richards, I have been talking about the adrenochrome highway, as I call it, on and off the planet and so on. And I just really want people to realize how big a story this is. This is not simply political. It's not simply in the United States. It's the entire world, and it's off world as well. And it's how some alien races, not all, there are some positive ones out there as well, who are helping us, helping protect humans, or probably we wouldn't even be here. However, this is an incredible problem, and it is a problem with our species as well, because we have been genetically engineered. And anyone who knows my work and knows Ashana Dean, her books, her Voyager books that outline the various invasions of alien races to our planet over the eons and the genetic manipulation, you were getting chemtrailed with the nanographene oxide and even the spike protein. Everything that is already part of the jab was already in our food, in our water, in our clothing. And I did a presentation back in, I think it was the summer of 2021. And that's on my website, and I can share that with you. I think it's on my Substack now too. But I just want to bring this article up here while we're waiting for Pascal. And basically, it's here on the front page of my Substack, The Lies We Tell, and Am I My Brother's Brother? There's a saying that Juan O'Savin likes to use, which is after we complete the cleaning out, supposedly, of the United States, they're going to go and try to clean up the rest of the world of this problem. So this is where I'm getting that sort of a reply to that. I think this, this is the famous Phil, I forget his, Collins, yeah, his name. So just saying, just to set the tone here, and that is actually a very good note to kind of bring forward, I think. But so I'm just scrolling down here a little bit, and I don't hope Pascal will join us soon. So please take a minute to read my article. It's not really long. It's very to the point, and then you can have your own points of view. But I just want to say that although I know that they are doing a lot of work in this way, And I just saw this article that someone sent me where they have a list of all the people selling their houses in Hollywood and all the celebrities getting out. So just because you're getting out doesn't mean you were one of them, but there were a lot and there are a lot. And so that's worth, noting that we're really at a time when in politics, in big business, in the elite circles, whether it be Hollywood or it be Wall Street or anywhere else, humans have been feeding on other humans. And some humans have different DNA than other humans. And some are more reptilian, have more reptilian, and this puts them in a more aggressive, top-down attitude, hierarchical. That includes the royal families, and they were the ones that were chosen to rule over humans by the Anunnaki, if you go back that far. And just to say, the Anunnaki did not create humans. So I believe Linda Moulton Howe has some wrong information on that. She did a very good presentation recently that I linked on I put it on my Telegram, and I wrote some commentary on that. And maybe at some point later, I can talk more about that, when we have time. But I can say that there are some misconceptions in terms of where we come from, but we are a human, which is a hybrid human, hue, man of many hues. And that is so understanding that we are already hybridized, coming to this planet as a humanoid human species. And we come originally from Lyra. It is said that most humanoid beings come from Lyra, and then even beyond that. So as Bob Dean would say, we come from the stars and we will return to the stars. So I have already started a conversation with Pascal in text prior to the show here, and we kind of went back and forth a bit on things. So I'm going to try to drill down with him more than others have done, although I know that he has been basically more or less lecturing, not so much being asked questions. So hopefully we can do that here with his patience and with his permission. And so let's see, I'm going to look at the chat now to see if there's anything else that maybe I should talk about before he gets here. Hold on a second. There's going to be changes in society as a result of this. And one of the things that I want to say is that if you don't really know that you're prey, and I've been saying this for many years, I know it's only starting to be known now. So a lot of people are now realizing that they are prey to other humans or so-called humans. But what they don't realize is they're prey to the reptilian Draco, Luciferian satanic alliance. And also that involves AI. So there are negatively based AIs. They're also positive on both sides. So you always have positive, you have negative. It's a system of polarities. And so there can be good ones and negative ones. And there can also be communication such that you can communicate with either group. And you can also, these are things that humans are learning, that they can basically we can use our powers to surmount these challenges. And this is not accidental, that we have been born onto a planet that is something like a prison already. It was already taken over. We were already being challenged here over and over and over again through the eons. So just keeping that in mind. At the moment, it is said that the White Hats are doing tribunals, and so there's a lot of different points of view out there, but he does have some very good sources. I know that Alex Collier is advising him, and Alex Collier is an Andromedan contactee, as you may or may not know. So I do advise going to his stuff because he often has some very good stuff. I think that he is still a little hazy on some of his ET information. And when you get into the whole ET thing, there's often an issue with people that interpret it differently than other people. So there's that. You're going to have to rely on your own sense of truth and see what resonates, etc. All of this is you have to run it through your own sense of resonance. And for what is beginning to be the case is that as humans wake up, they get angry. Okay, natural. But you also have to take it on yourselves and realize your responsibility in being awake or not awake, and the fact of what you did when you were not awake. Okay. And you did certain things you didn't know better, or you let someone else rule over you, which has been a big problem with humanity. And you all wanted to rely on, okay, hold on, I'm not sure what problem we're having. Okay, so not sure what happened, but we had this all set up. Okay, so hopefully he'll great.
So I'm here.
Excellent. Okay, great.
Sorry for being late.
I think it's early morning for me. I don't think it's early morning for you. So I'm not sure what what the disconnect is.
No, it's my fault.
You're in Europe. It's okay. I mean, these things happen.
No, I have a bit of I'm on the phone like you. I'm like you. We're working around the clock. You know how it is. I know how you feel. You go to bed at 5 o'clock, then you get up at 6.
That's right.
It's all this stuff. But we're at war, and it's for a good cause, right? The best ever in life.
Well, yes, thank God that humanity is waking up, and you are one of them. So welcome to my show, and I'm very happy to have you here. And so I was explaining to my audience that I had written this article last night, and I was checking with them if they've read it. So we have an audience that's already on board here. I started the show a little early so people didn't have to just wait. So I've just been introducing and what's been going on and what the White Hats have been doing and so on and so forth. So what I'd like to do to start off with, Pascal, because I know you're on several shows, obviously you're kind of everywhere right now, and you've been bringing forward a lot of the things close to our hearts, things that we care about, things that we have been waiting to see. And it does, it's very nice to hear someone who at least has a military background. You also have a banking background, but you are obviously a supporter of Trump and what I consider to be Space Force and the White Hats, which is a military organization. Okay. Now, what I want to ask you, though, is first of all, because I am perplexed because you were a banker. You were born your father worked with Klaus Schwab, like one of the uber Illuminati individuals. And yet you claim, are you claiming that your father was not an Illuminati? And if not, how did that work?
Well, I don't want to talk too much about our family simply because it's not so interesting compared to the other stuff that
it doesn't make sense that you didn't that you took the jab, because that's where I'm going with that.
I give you, of course I do. There's not, by the way, as Kennedy said, John F. Kennedy, as I said a long time ago, we have no secrets from the public. We don't want secret society. So I have no secrets from you, except the private ones with my wife, but I hope that's okay. But there are no secrets. And here's the point. My father was a poor boy from Bahrain. Bahrain, in the Persian Gulf, next to Qatar, was a colony of the Brits, British Crown, oppression, right? My father grew up as a Persian. The majority of the poor people, the majority of Bahrainis are Persians. I avoid the name Iran because that has a bad connotation. It's really Persia, 6,000 years, not Iran. Let's call it Persia. today's Iran. Persia was bigger than that. The Persian Empire had a clash with Alexander, and then we rest know the Acropolis is the ruin, then they collapsed. But it was a high culture. So my dad grew up as a poor boy. My grandfather, late grandfather, was building, I mean, as a worker, building wooden sailing ships, diving for pearls, risking his lives because you're not allowed to wear bottles. It is a special, these pearls in Bahrain, dangerous, and vegetable selling. My dad got a British education from a poor man's school, was not religious, because Shias actually are not very, this is more Saudi, this Wahhabi stuff. Islam was not, Persians are not Islamic, really. They're not really, like the Druze, right? We are not in this camp. But he read a lot of books, and then he got educated locally, and he got into police problems because he was in the pro-Nasser movement that was against the British colonies, right? So as a young boy, 14 years old, he would put up pamphlets in Bahrain, I don't say the word, didn't say the F word for sure, not at the time, but like stupid Brits, leave the country, stuff like that.
Okay. Did you say your father was in a pro-Nazi movement?
No, pro-Nasser. Nasser, Egypt, Nasser.
Oh, Nasser.
Yes.
Nasser. Okay.
Who had a good relationship with the Soviets, and he was against the Brits, against the British.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Colonies. For putting up pamphlets on the wall, like kick the Brits out, death to the Queen. And he had no money. So he went with a truck through the Saudi desert as a hitchhiker through the desert to Beirut, because that was the Paris of the Middle East at that time, with all the corruption going on then with the French and all the Maronites, but that's a different story. Lebanon is actually a satanic area because the Phoenicians come from there, and they're the root problem, and we come to later. Then he took a ship to Germany, trying to find a job, Daimler-Benz, Stuttgart, in the warehouse. There he made money. I mean, he had an income. It was after the war, right? And had these evening studies. There was some economic evening studies. He could get a diploma for, they called it Finanz diploma. We would call it probably today's a good college, finance kind of understanding. And he he worked a lot. He sold books from door to door. Britannica, the Atlas, this Britannica thing, the lexicon. And then he won the lottery. He won an NG. He sold the car. There was a lot of money.
He won the lottery.
Yeah, of an NG car. A lot of money. He sold that car. It was a cabriolet. He needed the money. And he went to Switzerland. Switzerland was the banking El Dorado at the time after the war, you can imagine. And he had contacts from Kuwait. Now, the Kuwaitis, the Arabs, the Gulf, they were swimming in oil money already, because 1920, 1930s, the oil was found mainly by the Americans, right, and the Brits. And the oil boom was there. The money was raining on them, but it was pre the petrodollar, which the contract that is lapsing now on the 9th of June. It was pre that mega steel crime, but they were swimming in money, but they were still simple. So the Al Sabah family, they were the Kuwaiti royal family, they still are there. He had relationships to them via a doctor from Jordan. And he opened the door to the sheikh, and the sheikh was swimming in money. The only problem was which Cadillac to buy. That time was Cadillac, pre-Bentley, pre-Rolls Royce. And my dad said, look, you should buy stocks. And it was the time of telex. So anyway, long story short, he got the telex in Switzerland. The telex machine was a huge box. He spent all the money and gave the telex to the Kuwaitis and said, look, I get it in New York prices earlier than the newspaper can print and deliver. And then you have information quicker, and then you can make better decisions. So he was managing their money.
Okay.
Became a broker. Then he went into hydrofoil technology, Swiss company, which was from German Nazi engineers, the hydrofoils that you know. They were our company. He bought the company, he went into debt, and he hydrofoiled the world. So all the hydrofoils that you see, Hong Kong, Macau, Italy, they were our designs. And we also did research for the Pentagon because, you know, General Dynamics was building the fast patrol boats, and Key West, they were stationed with missiles, and they had to find out what the cavitation problems are. Cavitation is when a wing in the water has a certain speed above 40 knots, it starts to eat the metal. And these are expensive alloy wings. So the Americans, or we were interested to know what are the speed limitations of the foils, how do we do the alloys, etc. That stopped because of the oil shock. Precisely, the Saudis, the Arabs, as you know, did this crazy oil contract for 50 years. Was it 50 years? Yeah, now 50 years. Ripping the guts out of the world on oil, the petrodollar, right? It's ending now this week or next week, the 9th of June. Bye-bye. Thank God. Thank God, literally. And
Okay.
he had nothing to do better than go to Asia. Went to Singapore because the Singaporeans were interested in technology already then with the hydrofoils. Then he discovered Malaysia. Wow, the land was green. And he went to the prime minister, not corruption. It was a good man, this guy, not corrupt. He said, I want to make a development bank, Arab development bank. He told these sheiks, Asia is your future, which he was right today. It's not a wrong move. Malaysia is well educated, also a former colony of Britain. Mm-hmm. The Brits did something also good. They did administration, they brought into the country, railroads, schools. Give it to that. The French gave nothing. The French ruined Africa. They just rip out the guts and left. At least the Brits put some railways and some schools. À la bonne heure. I mean, we know they're criminals, but okay. So the Arab Malaysian Development Bank was born. And then through that, he came to Paris, more often to Europe and the States, and met Olivier Giscard d'Estaing. And that's where the WEF starts the story. Olivier Giscard d'Estaing was the brother of Valéry Giscard d'Estaing. Valéry, in this case, is a man's name. It's rare, but normally it's a lady's name, a girl's name, Valéry. And so in the 70s, you had Valéry, the president, was corrupt, of France, and his brother Olivier, officially not corrupt, was the dean of the INSEAD Business School in Fontainebleau, outside of Paris. And my dad was fascinated about the students. He said, this is great. We have like a Harvard or MIT kind of super brain factory for clever kids. I mean, INSEAD has a good reputation in the cabal system, of course, the CEO system, right? And my father just didn't think. He donated money for that school, for the famous university outside of Paris. Came closer to Olivier, and Olivier was the one who said, hey, I know this dude is a German guy, young, he seems to know God and the world, and he needs some people to bring the Arabs and the Asian prime ministers to, he wants to create this forum, European Management Forum, EMF. So there was a little Klaus Schwab, humble. I met him once, I think, very charming, jovial, like we say in French. Pretty, okay, cool. It was not a maniac. He was a rassembleur en français.
He was okay. What was the relationship with Klaus Schwab? I mean, what was his job at the time? What was his position?
Yes, yeah, no position. My father did not join the organization. My father was asked, because we had our own banks by the time, our family, in Malaysia, in Bahrain, in Hong Kong. My father had his own banks, not wealth management and not, you know, trading. It was basically a banque d'affaires, investment bank. We financed Yugoslavia and gave loans to other countries. Small, huh? We're not talking JP Morgan size, you know, we're talking at that time.
Understand.
Today,
okay, but
say, yeah,
maybe
so, okay.
to the point
Klaus
a little more.
Schwab asked him, could you do Hussein? His name was my father's name. God rest his soul. Could you make a panel for us, moderate? Once a year, you come to Davos and you bring your, you know, prime ministers and ministers from Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and some sheiks. We don't call them royal families, right? We call them sheiks. Excuse me. And that was the deal. There was no payment for that. This was pro bono. My dad said, it's great. I meet some other guys. I meet some Americans. I meet some more Europeans. My father thought in these dimensions that it saves him flying instead of 40 times to LA or to New York and to whatever, or Boston, Hartford.
Okay,
and
so your father helped bring these other countries to participate in the World Economic Forum?
No, it was the EMF, European Management Forum.
Okay,
That was
before
a
the
private.
Okay, so what year? Because let's bring it up to the present day. I mean, I understand your father is no longer living, correct? Okay, so if we can talk about like the transition time that he became, he was rubbing shoulders, he was involved with these people on both sides, and the Illuminati is also, is worldwide. It's in China, it's in, Japan, you name it. So, and the secret societies are all part of it. So he can't have been that naive. Okay, right?
No. I think we have a misunderstanding on the configuration of the format. The EMF was a small private club. You cannot compare this to the WEF of today or the recent 20 years. You can't. It was a gathering of, let's say, 50 people. No bodyguards, no press, no paying members, no expose to nothing. It was sharing, going skiing together, and bonding with other people. It was at that time a club of really getting to, and really they had good ideas. I mean, seemingly education and stuff. It started off again harmless. Look, all these things start off harmless.
All right. So at what point did he get involved with the World Economic Forum? Because I think it was
74, or it must have been 74 or 76, something like that.
Okay, that's a while ago, right?
Yeah. That's when it's EMF, that's pre-WEF. And then he left in 82 out of disgust.
Okay, because he learned about the Illuminati or what?
No. He just said the guys, I don't say the word now. He told him to go and fly his kite, to be polite. That's my father used these kind of words. Today you say F, like, I have no time for your bullshit. Your ideas are megalomaniac. I have a bank to run. I have no time for this. He wanted to go big, Schwab, more people, media. And my dad said, no, this was not the original idea. I can't play in this. This is not my league. And
well, you do know that people like even Alex Jones, when he interviewed you, he thought you were one of them, one of the Illuminati, because your father is known to have worked with Klaus Schwab. So this is where people get a misunderstanding. It's important to clarify that, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Look, my background.
You're his son. Okay, now let's transition. Okay, and because you're convincing me, you're trying to convince me that your father really, he thought they were bad businessmen or corrupt or whatever, but he did not know, just let me finish. He did not know they were Illuminati, that they were Satanists, etc. Right? So he was naive politically or in terms of spiritual reality or the kinds of, because usually when you hang out with these people, you do realize what their preoccupations are. Okay.
No.
Their jokes, their attitudes, very, very much so. Okay, but nonetheless, okay, so you say he didn't know. That's fine. Okay, let's move on to you because you're his son. You grew up in this century, right? And you're older, but you're not that old, right? You're maybe 70 something.
On paper, I'm 56, but somebody told me from the link to the Space Force 47,000 years. So anyway, it's complicated. Yeah, born 67 in Lucerne. I came 2 weeks early. I was impatient like John F. Kennedy.
Okay, so what is it? I mean, maybe cut to the chase because we don't have all day. So
go ahead. No problem.
My question again to you is, how is it that you took the jab? What was the circumstances under which you
I didn't take it. I was cool. Yeah. I was
were
coerced into
forced. Okay, you were coerced.
coerced.
How did that happen? Because was it in Switzerland? Is it Swiss
Yeah.
law? I don't know.
No. They have the psyops. I don't have to repeat that because everybody went through it in lockstep. Lockstep is a Nazi terminology, a
Yeah,
German
but
Nazi.
I didn't take it. I mean, we didn't do it. I mean, a lot of
Kerry,
us didn't. A lot of the MAGA people didn't do it.
you
Bono
were,
Savin didn't get jabbed. I mean, and he's told people not to. So not
you,
everyone got into lockstep. You had a
you,
choice. In my
yeah,
country, you got away with it. Now, some people had to quit their jobs or leave the
yeah,
military in order to rebel. So,
no,
but you didn't rebel, and I want to know why.
no, because I believed my Minister of Health. I'm Swiss, for heaven's sake. My uncle, the brother,
So
I'm Swiss Army. I mean, I was
you were in the
all my
military. Did you not learn anything about human nature?
nothing. No, Kerry, now you go really. Look, I was a banker. I was in London for 12 years in my youth, investment banker in New York, in London for Merrill
Yes,
Lynch,
yes.
financing governments, not doing trading and stuff. Then I was in Asia all my life till my father got assassinated. And then I came back to Switzerland. So I lacked the, the downfall of Switzerland. I couldn't see it because when I still was in Switzerland, things were on the outside correct. The corruption and all the worst things since Swissair actually 2001 collapsed.
Don't mind my
I don't
asking.
know. I'm about to find out. Deep state. I'm getting closer after all these years. We'll find out. We'll hang them dry.
Did you have any brothers and sisters?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you made it through all these years and you knew nothing about the Illuminati. Is that correct?
Nothing. I never focused on them. I just exited the Catholic Church.
They never tried to recruit you, invite you to their parties?
No, nothing. People run away from me because I was, now I know, I was light. The dark people didn't like, I was a misfit in school. I was a misfit, a rebel in the bank, because what the Clinton policy was with Croatia, I circumvented the World Bank and I financed them directly, screwing the World Bank. I screwed the Americans, the Clinton administration on the Boeing aircraft for the airline. I did everything against the so-called deep state. Until in London, I realized that this was a mega crime scene because we were financing the World Bank, we were financing governments. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, this is going wrong. And then I had Africa, I had the Middle East, I had Russian Federation, Central Europe. And then after that, they said, oh, we'll take it away from you because I didn't let them do the crimes. And they wanted to cut my wings, put me back to Africa, take away Russia. I said, no, okay, I'm out, finished. So I resigned. And people said, I'm crazy. I was at 29, a main board member of the oldest merchant bank in London. I had enough money.
And you still, at this point, you still didn't know about the dark magicians in England and so on?
No, because I'm not superstitious. I believe always in God.
Superstitious?
I exited.
Superstition.
No, superstition. I'm not
These people are in the everyday walks of society. It's just amazing to me. I mean, look at if this. I assume you're being truthful, and this is how you saw the world, and it just amazes me that people can go along.
I was protected by God. Otherwise,
no, God didn't do you a favor in that case. It wasn't God protecting you. It was maybe the reptilians keeping you stupid. But it's certainly not God. God is the one who wakens you. Okay, in case you don't know, God is about truth. God is not about deceiving. Okay,
I was not involved in this because he didn't let me get in touch with them. To my good.
Not necessarily. Apparently not, because you now took
the jab. Don't want to question
you told your
God,
family to take the jab. Okay, so how did you end up taking the jab? What happened?
No, coercion.
So you were persuaded by your environment, the people around you, the people you believed.
My mother turned 80, Heidi, and she's a generous person. She's not a rich woman. She said, I invite you for a cruise, you and your wife, my ex-wife now.
Oh, right. Oh, I remember now. Okay.
And I said, Mom, it was her dream. She never was on a cruise ship. So I said, yeah, let's go. What do we need, chaps? Okay. I mean, I didn't question that. I had a depression myself on top of all private stuff. And I said, no, we didn't think about that. It's Switzerland. Hey, okay. I didn't even know what the WHO was. I didn't even know what Alain Berset was doing. I had no clue about our idiots, our corrupt, satanic government at the time. Nothing.
Amazing.
But
And what about their role in Nazi Germany, financing the Reich? What
I
about
knew
all
that
those secrets? You
I
knew
was
nothing?
no, we were conscious about that. UBS was a product of the Nazi gold from Basel. We know all that. I knew all that. But I was with Merrill Lynch, right? And
All
afterwards in
right.
London. So I couldn't care less about UBS. It was a shit bank. Excuse me, my French. I didn't care about Switzerland. Switzerland was too small for me. For me, it was London, New York, and
Okay.
Russia.
And what about in 9/11? That didn't wake you up either?
No, because I was in London. In fact, I was with some ex-agency guys from this stupid parking lot in Langley, right?
Uh-huh.
So-called ex. I just found out yesterday that they were actually doing bad stuff against me. I found it out yesterday from the States, from our friends.
All right. So, okay. But
Yeah.
for my audience, you see,
Yeah.
it's not about raking you through the coals. It's
I
about
understand.
people learning what it is like to awaken and to be on a high level in a bank, in the banking industry, to spend your life or a certain number of years doing
Yeah.
this, and to
Yeah.
be naive because they don't believe it. They don't believe these people are naive. We are
Look,
finding out how
it's
naive
not, it
people
has nothing
are.
to do with naivety. I am not okay with that terminology.
Okay, what is your word for it?
It was a criminal military grade psyops. And 5.7 billion people have been injected with a military grade bioweapon almost voluntarily.
Yeah, but I knew, all my friends knew, we understood, we knew the government was corrupt, we knew the health industry, we knew big pharma was corrupt. We've known this for years. I don't even go to doctors. They're corrupt. It's corrupt. The entire system is built to make you sick. Yeah, and the Nazis set it up.
Nazis are not the Germans. The Nazis are the Jews, National Zionists. That's what Nazi means. And Switzerland was the hotbed of the Nazis since thousands of years. The Vatican is a Nazi organization.
Okay, but you should, okay. So
no, but
what,
Kerry, no, cut the chase.
I just want to understand your mindset, back in the day.
My mindset is I believe in the good in people. I
Yeah.
love people. I love my fellow human species.
All right.
And I was deceived. If somebody lies to me,
yes.
Well, I find out until the first time. What did Reagan say? First time it's my fault? No. What is that? It's not first time it's your fault. Second time it's my fault. I'm in that situation. But hey, wait a minute. They picked the wrong one with me, right?
Yes.
When I found out
okay.
from this girl, what's Pfizer woman? Janine Small, when she said in European Parliament, it was summer 22 or October, I learned it. We never tested the stuff. That's it. A few weeks later, I collected myself. Then something clicked. The DNA woke up. I was prepared all my life for this moment. Went to the police, and the rest, I raised hell.
And you did you've done a marvelous thing since then. I agree, but I just, I wanted to paint the background so that people are a little more understanding of who you are, where you came from.
I was a normal middle class, not a billionaire, a middle class. You call that old school middle class, conservative.
But weren't you an officer in the military of some kind?
Yes, but hey, Swiss Army again. By the way, Swiss Army is in our coalition, so it's okay. The good part of the Swiss Army, the rest are idiots.
All right.
I was in the Air Force.
Military about these dark players, huh?
I was in the Air Force. I was not a general or a major.
All right.
Forget. I was young. I was at 18. I was a sergeant at 18.
Right.
I did
well,
that 2 years,
you were an intelligent guy, right?
What does intelligence mean? Intelligent. How can you measure it?
I don't know, but certainly not experienced in the worldly ways, at least not very sufficiently. So you also are, I mean, with no offense, Are you psychic? Because you don't appear to be very psychic. I mean, see, I wonder, to me, it's very difficult. You must understand we come from very far distance,
I
opposite
know.
sides, because I was born knowing this stuff. I swear to God. And
Good for you.
psychically, I knew this stuff.
Good. Good for you.
And somehow I think my father knew, and he was in the Navy. And when I was a little kid, he was way overprotective of us. He didn't ever want us to go over even to sleepovers with our friends or anything like that. And he was always warning me about, cars stopping and talking to you when you're a young girl and so and
Good.
so.
Good.
So I must have learned, like, just through those kinds of warnings. But you were a guy.
You are lucky that you had a father taking care of you. My father was separated from me. He was a divorced child. I was living with my mom. She was
Okay.
great. She's alive. She's the best. And we're like one. And my father then got taken by the sheiks. He was imprisoned, tortured for 7 years in Bahrain, 15 years in total. So when I was 18, I had that crisis to take care of. And I liberated my father after 15 years from that Bahraini cabal, sheikdom, and we exfiltrated him to Persia, and then I took him out. So I mean, out meaning really out.
Interesting. Your father really did quite a trajectory to go from that to being fairly well off and working.
He suffered a lot.
Yeah, but he made a lot of himself out of very difficult circumstances. Yes.
He never spent money for himself. He had no art collections or shit like, excuse me. He always put the money into his own bank and into the employees. He was like me. I'm not jaded. I'm jaded, yes. I couldn't give a damn about this, what do you call that? Bling bling, VIP. The more of this, I run away from it. My wife and I, no, that's not humanity. Humanity is talking to all the people, the animals. Be good to people.
Okay. And, now I want to make a transition, and thank you for your patience during this time, because I know it's not easy to talk about this, your past like this, and I appreciate it. But now I want to talk to you about your relationship with the White Hats, okay? Because you talk a lot about President Kennedy, and we all love him. So
I have no White Hat connection. Zero.
Okay. So
White
why
Hat,
not?
sorry.
Okay, no, why not? Why not?
We're on the military. I'm not. You maybe. I think you are. Yes. Don't cross the 15, 50, 50, 50, 15, 50. White hats are military linked. Special ops, Ezra Cohen.
So they stayed away from you.
White hats will not talk to you. If anybody tells you is in charge with a white hat, that guy is either or she a traitor.
I'm not saying they talk to me. I'm asking if they talk to you, because you said you wanted to join them.
No, when did I say that?
Yeah, well, you said you're joining them. You're irregular military, isn't that what you call it?
I am. Go and check. Okay. You want some real facts, right? You like hard facts. Let's say you're a researcher journalist, a good one. Old school. You check both spectrums. Now check something this. Go to Twitter. Elon Musk suspended me for life from Twitter on the 26th of October last year.
Okay, I got banned from Twitter too, but not for the same reason. They wanted to censor me.
I published the WHO Tedros secret attack plan on humanity. Bang, gone. 2 days later, comrade General Flynn, I never met General Flynn, but we talked on his locals. We had 3-4 messages of sympathy. He posted the video of the snake, cutting off the head of the snake in Geneva, which was viewed 600 million times, where I accused all of them in Geneva to be arrested, called for their arrest, Schwab, that's everybody. And that film went viral, and General Flynn, great man, hero, reposted that video and made his comments that these guys in Davos have no right to treat humanity like that. Who are these fuck? Well, he didn't say fuck, but bang. And he put at Elon Musk. And I wrote an email to Elon Musk, and I copied the whole world on it, so to speak. An email, open letter, said, Elon, you have a problem. You have a problem now with your WEF director. schmuck girl, this whatever her name was. Why are you hiring? I said that. Why are you hiring a deaf girl? You are representing freedom of speech and you're hiring an ex-director of Schwab. You must be insane, I wrote to her. Right? And then so I was barred. I couldn't open an account. Finished. Well,
Right.
go and check this. There's 3 Twitter accounts in my name. All are correct and legit. One is Space for Space, Patrick Base, Florida. Okay. This is my dog mark. Right. Okay. I didn't tell him the secrets. It's okay. I can do that. I can talk, but I don't talk secrets. So why do I have a Twitter account that's managed by the military for me or somebody for free? I have no time to manage 3 accounts. One account is Lucerne.
What do you mean by manage? Twitter, you just...
I don't run those accounts. I haven't opened them.
So you don't post on there?
No, I can't.
You can't post on there.
And I say thank you to the comrades that are doing that for me, because they are reposting that I'm President John F. Kennedy. If they, if it wouldn't be true, then, well, it's not for them to confirm. The soul has to manifest itself. I don't wait for CNN, some stupid corrupt media to tell, hey, that's no.
Okay, this is a little bit hazy. Okay, I'm not sure what we're talking about here.
Gary, go facts. Check Twitter. Ask yourself. I have one account.
I have a Twitter account. I post on it. It's that simple. There's no managing to be done.
I can't. I have no access.
Okay, so someone's faking you.
No, they're correct. All the messages, or what I want to say is correctly formatted.
They're reading your mind, or you just agree with them in general?
No, everything what I write is then they're posted. I would post that exactly.
So they repost what you write elsewhere onto Twitter. Is that what you're saying?
My Twitter name. It has my name. It has the logo of the Space Force, which is this one.
I get that. Look, I have people that fake me all the time and make statements.
Kenny, you interrupt me. One account has the location United States Republic. Now, who has United States Republic as location? I'm the only guy in the world, okay? Go and figure now. Location, my profile.
Okay, apparently you like those accounts. Is that right?
My face is there.
So what? My face and name is everywhere. It doesn't matter. Doesn't mean I like it.
My Telegram is there. All my messages, verbatim, that I post, and only those are mainly there, and reference to me, my name, my face, and everything, date of birth, everything correct.
Okay. Are you just like not that internet savvy, or you don't understand what really is going on here? Okay. All right. Well, let's drop it because
no. Explain me, why do I have United States Republic, which I stand for?
Who cares whether people say anything on the internet. They lie about everything.
No, you cannot program. My location in the profile is not United States of America or Switzerland. It says, try to do that on your Twitter account. You can't. Try, do it.
Okay, so somebody's doing it for you. You're saying this, right?
Yes, yeah.
And you know these people?
No.
Okay, so what is your point? Where, why does this even, okay, so they're doing things you like, but you don't know them.
No, they represent my life. Lucerne, born, United States, and Patrick Base. Well, it is Patrick Base, I can say that. And Patrick Base is my assigned base. So how come?
I'm not sure what you're saying. Patrick, what?
Space for Space. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Patrick, Space for Space, Patrick Base is one of the, we have Shriver, we have Vandenberg in California, where you are.
Oh, you're talking about a certain Space Force base.
Well, that's the famous one, right? Patrick Kennedy was one of the sons. He's alive.
Oh, I don't know all the Space Force bases, but okay, I'll take it.
Anyway, the main ones is Shriver. That's where the Cheyenne Mountains, that's where the real secret stuff is.
Okay, but you're not associated with Space Force, really.
I am.
You are?
I'm an irregular military force member of the Space Force. Yes, I am.
Self-chosen, yes? Or did somebody hire you? Did somebody call you up on the phone and say, please?
No. I delivered Switzerland and the evidence of the bioweapon.
Yes, I know you did that. Yes.
Well, and then I said, I belong to the Space Force. That's my right. I'm a resistant, like the French were when the
Okay, so you joined them of your own accord, but they have not acknowledged.
We are in war.
I understand, yes, I actually like that philosophy. I think that's wonderful. I consider myself a white hat, even though they wouldn't let me join officially. Okay, so I'm not officially a white hat.
They choose you. You cannot join them like that. You know that.
Well, I am though, because I have actually worked with them in the past. In reality, they didn't make me anything. I did work with them. So members of the White Hats. I mean, it's just a fact. So, okay, but some reason you haven't been contacted by any White Hats?
No, I'm in touch though with John.
With John Jr.
Yeah.
Okay, and that would be 107? Or you don't know?
I don't even go there. Juan is a smart guy. Everything he says is true, for sure. And you have a good relationship with him. But the voice doesn't match with John's voice, does it? But we can do that in studio because don't see the face, right?
Well, I think it does, yeah. But that's a whole other matter.
His fingers do not match the elegance of John's hand.
Of course, but he's playing a part. He's a consummate
the voice
actor.
Is a bit too low, isn't it?
No, no, because he was very young when he was first,
voice never changes. You should know that. Voice never changes.
No, it is the same cadence. It's absolutely. I mean,
okay, I cannot tell.
I can tell.
I cannot.
Okay, it's
you
fine.
You can. That's good that you out yourself that you can. I can't, and I wouldn't, because it's a military secret.
I understand. Okay, no problem. So now let's move on, because I want to know once you've volunteered more or less to be part of Space Force and you go on to all these shows and you're basically talking on behalf of what you think is happening. Do you have sources giving you information, or is this your assessment?
No, it is. I'm not normal because I'm from a different dimension and I have telepathic connection with.
We're all from different dimensions.
Okay.
All of us.
Anyway, yeah, there's a video, and I was the guy Thor who came down to warn Eisenhower about these Nazis on our planet, on Earth flat, and he didn't have the balls to change all the systems, but Kennedy did, and that's where
you're talking about Valiant Thor.
Yeah,
the Venusian. You're not him. No, I'm sorry. As much as you may want to be.
No, it's fine. I can be maybe anything I want, right? I don't know.
Well, apparently you sometimes think you're Kennedy, you're John F. Kennedy as well. You quote him a lot.
I do. And I started doing that automatically because he started this whole thing, right?
Sure.
And they got in touch with me, and who are they? I don't say.
Okay.
But I have enough confirmation. Put it this way, I'm spiritual.
All right.
Wait. The Russians I used to live in Moscow, and on 7th of January 2014, that is the Christmas night in Russian Orthodoxy, which is not the religion. It's not the religion. They rushed me to the Sretensky Monastery in Moscow, and it's Christmas evening. Opened the monastery and rush baptized me from Catholic away from this cabal. I didn't go to church anyway. I exited the Catholic Church at the age of 12, I think.
Thank God.
But they wanted to convert me quickly. They had to do it somehow. And they gave me the name Anastasios. Now, Pascal in Latin means Pasqua, means Easter, is resurrection.
Uh-huh.
Most important Christianity period is not Christmas, it is Easter. And in the Russian Orthodoxy, we have the old Greek names and Russian names too, but they gave me the Anastasios. My Russian Orthodox name is Anastasios, and I was baptized on Christmas Eve, in Moscow, in the same monastery where Putin became spiritual.
Okay, so the Russians, so you have friends in Russia.
Of course, always been. I stand with Russia. Of course, they're our partners in Ukraine. Let's cut the, it's the way it is. So the way it is. It's the way it is.
Okay.
Yeah, look, this watch is from 1947.
Mm.
And that's when the Air Force was formed. SSP-47, Blue Gemini. I'm from that corner, Blue Gemini project. You can look it up.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kennedy had the guts, and he said, okay, we got to take down this entire deep state. We have to take down the banks. That means everything. Eisenhower said, oh, dude, no. Can't do that with the currency, the people, the banks. No. But he was honest enough to brief one-on-one me and about Tor, because I had better things to do. And I militarized Q, which was started by Abraham Lincoln, also a Kaluni, important Druze. We came from the Middle East. My father comes from the same region. Okay.
So you seem to be taking on all these personas that help you sort of navigate the world, I assume.
I don't navigate anything.
It's a figure of speech.
Look, okay, that's a TR3B, that's in mission. But God's wonder was photographed in space. I mean, it's this blue screen. I will show it in a minute. Or it was not a solar flare. This was God's energy soul. That's when something came back on Earth. 3rd of May. And the 9th of May is Anastasios, means resurrection. And since the 9th of May, yeah.
Of what year are you talking?
John F. Kennedy. Inside me. His soul.
Okay.
If you believe in God, which I do,
and
if you say incarnation is possible, because God's will, I'm not going to question him. Now I have
okay. Reincarnation is so you're saying metaphorically this happened to you in what year exactly? This year, last year,
9th of May now.
This year, 9th of May. Okay, so you had a kind of download, let's say, from what you consider to be God or whatever, and so on.
I don't know. I have enough emails of specialists who approached me at that time and said
and what said what?
It happened.
Something happened.
They said accept it, and they told me, one person who coaches me in this to get to terms with it, to wake up, said from the States, said look, in the email, you have to cancel the word impossible now and write I'm possible, then you understand. And since I'm doing that, I understand everything.
Okay, great. So is there anything you can tell us about what you are now doing other than sort of speaking out about what you think is happening?
I don't give any secrets because I don't have any. I'm not in the military secret circles.
Okay.
I'm not the white hat. I'm not selling donations. I'm not selling product. I'm not selling a belief system.
Okay.
Wait, please. God gave you the freedom to be free.
Absolutely.
I'm not asking you even to believe me. I don't care. I don't care.
I don't care whether you think I believe you or not either.
I answered your questions.
Yes. Okay, so now I have a few more questions. I appreciate your belief system. But what I would like to know now is, because I think there's a delicate matter.
But you see, those bad and sick people, they leave traces. They use technology to trace us, they
definitely are. Absolutely.
And now we turn.
It's a surveillance society on both sides.
We use their technology now to hunt them, and they left traces of their crimes, and that's the evidence.
Yeah, but what about the people who don't even know they're Satanists, that follow the Catholic Church, that go to church every day?
I didn't say any.
Drinking the blood of Christ.
Oh, yeah, sure. I didn't say that somebody who's in a church in Italy is a Satanist. I said those who practice those rituals, and we know who they are. And there are many, unfortunately. Many reptilians, by the way, too many. We have blown
Yes.
up 10,000 underground bases in 60 years.
Yes,
Kerry.
I'm aware
Yeah.
of this. Yeah.
Yeah. Our land, United States Republic is the Holy Land, and the Bible was scripted not in freaking Hebrew, it was scripted in English. You'll find out soon.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
All
say
right.
one more thing.
Yes.
One more thing for humanity. Children, youth listening now, stop the drugs, don't drink. You had fear in the past. The fear is gone. I promise you that. We took the fear off earth. Satan is gone. You just enjoy life and be good to mommy and daddy and your sister and the neighbors. Don't take drugs. You don't need them.
I would say, and don't obey anyone, and don't let them think for you.
Trust
Okay, because
yourself
that is
first.
where these problems have come.
Yeah. Trust yourself
from.
first. Yourself only. You trust yourself first. God gave you, God is in you.
And the good thing about everything that's happening is that people will stop trusting so-called experts.
Yeah. Yes. For God's sakes,
Okay.
yes, trust yourself first. Don't trust the media, trust the military.
We can agree on that for
Follow the
sure.
orders of the military. Fine.
All right.
Politicians, we don't need. They're liars, they're corrupt, they're fucks. Fine.
All right. Yes, absolutely. Okay, you take care. All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you for, I'm sorry for being late.
It's all right. We got over it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.